Bible in a minute. Genesis 43. And now we are continuing to pick up drama here. So the famine is still in full effect, and they have eaten all the grain that they had brought from Egypt. So Jacob says, "Hey, boys, what are you doing? Go buy some more grain." And they're like, "No, no, no. We told you what the man said. This Egyptian ruler told us we are not allowed to come back and buy grain unless we bring our youngest son." And Jacob's like, "Why did you tell them you had a younger brother?" Not youngest son, younger brother. And they're like, "Look, he was just asking us questions, man. We didn't know he was going to probe and ask all this stuff. We were just being honest with him." And so he was like, "Go buy grain." And they're like, "Hey, how could we have known that he would say, 'Bring your brother down'? He's not going to sell us any more grain unless we bring Benjamin." Then Judah speaks up. Now remember, Judah is the one that wanted to who said, "Let's just kill Joseph and be done with it," and say that a wild beast killed him. So now Judah is saying, "Send the boy with me," verse 8, "and we will make preparations and leave, so that we may stay alive and not die. Both we and you and our little ones. I myself will guarantee his safety. You can hold me responsible. If I fail to bring him to you and present him to your face, let me bear the blame forever. If it had not been for our lengthy delay, we would have been there by now and back again." So Jacob is like, "Fine. You've forced my hand, and so take a bunch of other stuff as gifts to him, and may God Almighty, El Shaddai, protect you and give you favor in this man's sight, so that he will release your older brother Simon or Shimon, as well as release Benjamin." And he says at the end of verse 14, "As for me, if I must lose my children, lose them I will." And so, Jacob's a little dramatic, and he's always kind of dramatic throughout the book of Genesis. So they go down, and Joseph sees Benjamin. He recognizes Benjamin, but again, the brothers don't recognize him. They don't know that it's Joseph. And so he tells them, hey, tells his household manager, take the men in and prepare a banquet for them. They're going to dine with me at noon. And so they did. And so they're freaking out because they're like, what in the world is going on? So they tell the household manager, they're like, "Hey, last time we bought grain, our money was returned to us in our packs. Like, but we thought we left the money we paid for. We don't know who put the money in our packs." And so the guy said, "Hey, verse 23, don't worry. Your God and the God of your father put treasure in your packs. As for your money, I was the one who received it." So Joseph had worked the deal out where they get the grain, they pay for the grain, and their money is restored. And so, but again, it's like causing this tension, and these brothers, they're worried. They're afraid that they're going to be accused of stealing it. And they're like, "Look, we brought the money back just in case." And so Joseph sees Benjamin, and verse 30, he hurries out of the room because his feelings towards his brother were so strong that he wanted to cry, and he doesn't want to reveal his hand yet. What is really cool about this passage is the very last verse, 34 each. So he fed them and had this big old banquet. But Benjamin's portion of food was 5 times larger than any of theirs. So they drank and enjoyed themselves with them. Why? Why 5? Look at the Bible and you see repeating patterns of numbers, 3 and 7 and 12 and 40. Those are the most significant numbers that repeat quite a bit. 12 tribes of Judah and 12 tribes of Israel and 12 disciples, 7 days of creation, the 3s and the 40s. I mean, it's repeated, but why 5? And so I did some digging, and in Egyptian culture, 5 is the number of eternity, or things coming full circle. And so Joseph will do it again. He'll give Benjamin 5 times the amount of clothing that the other brothers get. He will do things 5 times more for Benjamin, because now the story is coming full circle. The brothers have come back. They bow down to him. Soon, which we know this, the Jacob will come down and bow down or prostrate before him. And I mean, it's like this wild story that is now coming full circle. And because of that part of it, Joseph does for Benjamin 5 times more. So I thought that was a really interesting insight. That I hope that now that makes sense why Joseph does for Benjamin 5 times more, because it's coming full for the story is coming full circle, and that is Genesis chapter 43.